No, there's just no way. There's just no way that it's almost April already. Wait, what? You mean to tell me that it is? Well, then I guess we better take a look at all the new upcoming PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games worth getting excited about. Hi everyone, it's Aaron here from Push Square. And yes, the year that is 2022 is absolutely flying by. Time marches on, and now that we're done with the back-to-back blockbuster months that were February and March, it might please some to know that April offers slightly more of a AAA respite. Of course, there's still plenty of big PlayStation releases to keep an eye on, and we'll be running through 12 of them here in today's video. Will the force be strong on PlayStation during the month of April? Something tells us it will be, and then some. Following several delays and apparently quite a turbulent development period, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga finally kicks things off in style with a launch on PS4 and PS5 this April 5th. Spanning all 9 movies from the entire Star Wars saga, you'll be able to follow the entire journey of the Skywalkers in what promises to be the most ambitious LEGO title from TT Games yet. The levels are bigger, combat mechanics completely overhauled, and more than 300 unlockable characters from the entire Star Wars movie franchise are present here. Plus, in addition to depicting events from The Phantom Menace all the way up to the rise of Skywalker, DLC based around The Mandalorian and more has already been confirmed. April 5th can't come soon enough. Also on April 5th is when we'll once again be talking baseball, as MLB The Show 22 launches on both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Developer San Diego Studio has promised players on both consoles even more ways to step up to the bat, feeling every pitch, hit and win in order to become the ultimate baseball champion. The Show 22 lets you create and use your own personalized ball players, almost feeling like an RPG in some areas to make your road to the show even more special than before. This is in addition to the updated mode tools, customizable uniforms and 2 new difficulty settings. Entering the Diamond just got even more special. While players on PlayStation 4 might still be left a little stranded for a way to play the first entry in the franchise, Chrono Cross The Radical Dreamers Edition lands this April 7th as the definitive version of Square Enix's legendary time-spanning JRPG. Featuring over 40 party members to meet, visually enhanced visuals and an addictive turn-based battle system, it doesn't get any more classic than this. This isn't just a simple coat of paint being added either. Each character's 3D model has been upgraded to HD quality and various fresh illustrations have been implemented. So, whether you've played Chrono Cross before or are jumping in for the first time here, don't deny yourself the ultimate Chrono Cross package this April 7th. Heavily stylized in the vein of classic racers from both the late 80s and early 90s, SLIPSTREAM promises to let retro enthusiasts enjoy the ride of their life when it also launches on April 7th. This is an indie title that's been in the oven for quite some time now, but its glitzy visuals and fast-paced gameplay is ready to inspire on both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Backed up by a thumping electro dance soundtrack with 6 different game modes to race through, and offering players 4-player split screen, SLIPSTREAM is set to race its way into players' hearts, and it looks to be the perfect counter-programming to the more realistic GT7. Anyone craving a more laid-back adventure, one without any guns, killing, or even lightsabers, will find exactly what they're looking for in Lake. Having already launched on PC and Xbox, oh my god, I actually said it, this tranquil adventure focusing on a young woman who must return to her rustic hometown to pick up her father's delivery route is the very definition of chill. It launches on both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 this April 8th, acting as the perfect gateway to just get away from it all. You'll travel around Providence Oak's luscious scenery, getting to know the town's quirky community, all while digging into the past to try and find yourself and what you want to do in the future. Ooh, talk about lofty life questions. Another cross-country adventure finally making its way to PlayStation this April is Road 96, a first-person narrative-driven journey where you must hitchhike your way to freedom. Road 96 itself is full of various offshoots and winding paths, however, as everyone's experience will be different thanks to the game's procedurally generated structure. Every mile promises to open up a different choice to make, and where will your choices take you? Find out on April 14th. The somewhat awkwardly titled LUMOTE the MASTERMOTE Chronicles is a different type of 3D puzzle platformer, seeing you guide a bioluminescent creature to safety in order to seize control of a fantastical land back from the titular MASTERMOTE. The game was initially unveiled as early as February of 2020, but now, just over 2 years later, players on PlayStation 4 can finally see what this squishy adventure has in store come April 21st. This underwater-like neon world has plenty hiding in its various depths and crevices, and you'll be encouraged to see them all as LUMOTE. Science fiction meets survival horror in CHERNOBYLITE from Farm 51. It's a game that sets you directly into Chernobyl's exclusion zone, presenting the most authentic interpretation of this environment yet, thanks to full 3D scanned environments. This is one that's been a cult hit on PC since it released last year, but it's primed to set the pulse of console players racing with a PlayStation 5 launch on April 21st. Only by exploring these toxic-soaked lands can your physicists get to the bottom of the mystery buried underneath of this power plant that you suddenly find yourself returning to. This, and by successfully engaging in Chernobylite's mixture of stealth, survival, and combat. That's right, it's not only baseball fans that April is a big month for, but MotoGP ones too. Milestone's annual racing franchise once again takes to the track with the aptly named MotoGP 22 on April 21st, bringing with it 120 different riders, 20 real-life tracks, and overhauled simulation features. It'll please veterans to know that the managerial career mode is back, encouraging you to create your own team or join an existing one, all in the effort to develop the ideal bike. Tyre wear, fuel consumption, and brake temperature are equally important factors too, so you'll need to take them into account. Needless to say, MotoGP 22 looks to be worth more than a few revs whether you play it on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. This gritty, gothic-themed RPG based on the famous Arthurian legend merges the worlds of turn-based tactics and character-centric RPGs to deliver the best of both. And while it'd be easy to simply brush it off as just another medieval XCOM, King Arthur Knight's Tale sets itself apart in a number of key ways. For one, there's 4 different difficulty modes, making it easy for players to tweak the campaign to their optimal desire. Then you have the multiple paths, which will see the story swerve and change depending on your specific decisions. Couple this with a boatload of classes that all play and handle uniquely when deployed on the battlefield, and King Arthur A Knight's Tale, launching on PS5 this April 26th, offers a nice spin on the story you think you know, using an approach you probably don't. It's not very often you can claim to play as an alchemist in a game, but that's exactly the protagonist of choice in the Serpent Rogue. Launching on PS5 this April 26th, it's a dark action-adventure set in a medieval world where you must master the art of alchemy and use them to prevent the world from plunging into disaster. This means getting to grips with concocting potions, mixing formulas, and experimenting with the right ingredients depending on the situation. Some of these potions will even enable you to change forms, letting you catch enemies off guard. The menacing Serpent Rogue awaits, but will you be ready? Atmospheric sounds and music meets neon-drenched visuals in this uniquely styled 3D Metroidvania that casts you as a program trying to escape deletion. RECOMPILE was a bit of an indie darling when it launched initially late last year, and now players on PS4 and PS5 can see what the fuss is about when it finally releases and caps off the month on April 28th. Rarely will you find a game that makes the act of hacking a computer look this beautiful, as you often explore reams of code, neural networks, and other AI-inspired obstacles. RECOMPILE's story actually takes place within just 1 second of real time, and a lot can happen to a program in this brief period, as players who pick this up on April 28th will soon discover. So there you have it guys, in terms of the 12 most notable releases coming to PlayStation throughout the month of April. Just which ones are taking your fancy? Be sure to let me know in the comment section below. And then, once you've done that, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like and consider subscribing to the Push Square YouTube channel to stay up to date with everything else PlayStation related. Until next time, as ever, thank you so much for watching. I've been Aaron Potter and I'll see you in the next one.